Hello everyone. Today we are excited to present our sustainable city proposal for Aeiforia, a name inspired by Greek word meaning carry forever. That perfectly captures the vision behind the city, a place where progress and preservation work together, creating a future we all can depend on. So our team, me, myself, Mamata, Majan, Asis, Rusang, and Matthew, choose the northern Argentina is a location for Aeiforia. It is a sunny coastal region with a stable year-round climate, making it ideal for building a sustainable and resilient community. In designing Aeiforia, we ask ourselves an important question. What would it look like if every part of the city from building to transportation was built to last, not just for today's convenience, but for the well-being of future generations? So while trying to come up with a solution for this question, we came with three main focus and main core area that are innovative and efficient building design, a circular infrastructure that reduce waste and reuse material, and sustainable transportation system that prioritize the health and accessibility. Each element we will discuss is based on real-world strategies already being used in cities globally, supported by research and tailored to suit the area location and community.
Right. I'm Mason,
And I am Matthew.
and this is our Sustainable City project proposal. Next slide. We've named our city Aeiforia, championing a balanced future where technology and nature work together to create a thriving, sustainable community. Next slide. Here's our rendering, which displays our focuses and a proposed design for our city. Next slide.
So our first major sustainable focus that we wanted to kind of work into our city design was how all the buildings will be made. So when a building is built with a sustainable design program, that means incorporating principles that are of sustainable architecture that would ensure that the building is energy efficient and resource conscious. And so all these principles that are conscious of their ecological footprint, they would enhance their resource efficiency and promote their long-term sustainability, which would all contribute to a healthier environment. And just some kind of facts and stuff. There's nearly 39% of the worldwide greenhouse gas comes from buildings, with 28% coming from heating, cooling, and all their uh, energy use and what keeps the building running. So one of the first kind of designs that we want to incorporate into this city would be something that fosters a human harmonious coexistence between nature and humans, which would be green roofs. So that would be on all the flat roofs on the buildings throughout the city. So basically a green roof is layers of vegetation of construction that goes on top of the roof, and it would be basically a thriving ecosystem that would be a natural insulator protecting against heat and all kinds of other elements. So some obvious benefits would be it serves as a layer that would protect against extreme temperatures. With our city location being in northern Argentina, so there's kind of a tropical climate, so it'd be fairly warm in the summer, and there's not much variation between the summer and the colder months. So with the green roofs, that would uh, be kind of a buffer layer between that heat, which would in turn mean there'd be less reliance on a cooling system for the building, boosting its uh, efficiency and sustainability and energy use. And furthermore, so it would also act as a air purifier, obviously, because plants and vegetation absorb carbon dioxide and give off oxygen. So it would work to enhance the quality of air in urban environments. and where pollution is a persistent concern. So that would benefit the people of the city by offering cleaner air. And another aspect of building design would be the building orientation, how all the buildings are oriented in a city and each of their different sites. So depending on how it is oriented, the energy loads can be reduced. So this is just a little diagram that kind of shows the sun sits on a southern tilt as it rises in the east and, sorry, rises and, yeah, rises and sets. So depending on the way the building sits, it would allow the sun to either enter into the building if you want more of the warmth of the sun, or if you want to block it out, like if we're doing a city in Argentina, you'd want to block out as much of that sun as possible. So you'd want shading louvers or whatever you would need to limit the impact of how much heat radiation comes in from the sun. And from this as well, it can balance the variation in temperature at sunrise and sunset. And so the east sides would benefit from larger window areas for more heat gain if that was what you were wanting to gain more heat from the sun. And the west side would benefit from smaller windows and high thermal mass to absorb the heat and release it throughout the night, so you're not having to rely on more AC and cooling in the building. And also the orientation can be designed to channel air through the building in different directions to achieve cross ventilation, which would also benefit all the inhabitants of the people in the city, overall improving the interior environment. And the last part that I wanted to kind of persuade you on for building design was rainwater harvesting systems. So rainwater harvesting is an alternate source of sustainable, or it'd be a more sustainable source, and it would reduce runoff and protect local ecosystems. And it would kind of, it would be a source to supply the water with fresh water and over using groundwater or other kinds of sources, which it would then limit how much water you're using, and it would also promote your how much you're recycling, because there's lots of different uses that can be used for. So some of the factors that would consider to help the overall efficiency of these systems would be the size and area of the roofs. So larger roofs would capture more water, the pitch, so what kind of material it's made out of. If it's easy for the water to run off, it's easier to collect. And these systems would increase the efficiency and sustainability while decreasing their reliance on city that's or water that's provided from the city, which depending, and you can use this water for all kinds of different reasons. It can be used as drinkable water, or it can be used as a non-potable source, so as shower water and toilets, all that good stuff that would benefit and reduce the usage of wasting water. And for our next point,
I will be covering circular infrastructure design. So what is it? We want to make sure that we're using our resources effectively to get the most out of their life. We also want to make sure that once they're ending their lives as that product, there's options to recycle as much as possible. And then we also want to make sure we are safely managing the waste of things that no longer can be recycled. This also looks at making sure we're using recyclable materials for construction whenever possible and modular designs for construction so that things can be moved around or reconfigured as needed. Next slide, please. So why is this one of our main focuses? as our research shows, that circular infrastructure is one of the key focuses that will lead to decarbonization and slowing down climate change. Circular infrastructure adopting is necessary to meet the UN climate change prevention target. It also will create jobs for citizens. In Europe, it's estimated that a circular economy has added 3.5 million jobs and $126 billion of economic value. It also helps build connections between communities as people learn how to repair things and how to make things last longer. Next slide, please. The environmental effect of circular infrastructure design is overwhelmingly positive. First, it reduces the amount of resources we are taking from the environment. And then it also reduces the amount of waste we are putting back into the environment. Also, citizens are more aware overall of their environmental impact and focus more on reducing those single-use products whenever possible. This in turn will help slow the effects of climate change. Next slide, please. The effect on the inhabitants is also overwhelmingly positive. As stated before, it'll create many jobs in recycling and waste management. It'll also minimize the impacts of pollution on our community, for example, reducing rates of asthma. Citizens will also save money on new projects, new products, and energy. And finally, circular infrastructure design has seen to empower lower income groups more than other groups, giving them a leg up. And that's all of mine.
Hello everyone, my name is Ashish Kumar, and now I will talk about Aeiforia's transportation system. Our city is designed to be walkable and bike friendly. There are wide sidewalk and safe bike lane everywhere, making it easy for people to move around without cars. This helps reduce traffic, lower air pollution, and encourage people to be more active, which is greater for health, for the public health. Next slide, please. For long trips, we have included low emission public transit like the electric bus and the solar powered trams. These are clear, affordable, and connected all neighborhood effectively. They reduce greenhouse gas emission and energy use and make public transport a better choice for everyone. Next is to make streets safe and quieter. We will have low speed zones with a maximum speed limit of 35 km per hour. This reduces the accident and the noise pollution as well. It also makes the city more peaceful and comfortable for walking and biking. This design supports better physical and mental health and helps build quiet green neighborhood. Now Rushank will take you through the Airfonia's waste and energy system. Over to you, Rushank.
Thanks, Ashish. Let's look at how Aeiforia handles waste. We aim for a zero waste city, which means reducing the amount of waste that goes to landfills. We do this by educating the community on how to reduce, reuse, recycle, and upcycle. We also use a pay-as-you-throw system where people pay based on how much garbage they create. Less waste means lower cost, and we support repair and upcycle programs so people can fix or creatively reuse old items. We also use smart technologies to manage waste. Waste to energy plants convert garbage into electricity and heat. Smart bins sort waste automatically to improve recycling. We have compositing programs for food waste, and we work with local businesses to promote reusable packaging and sustainable practices. Finally, Aeiforia is powered by clean energy from multiple sources solar, wind, hydro, biomass, and ocean energy. We will have solar farms and rooftop panels, wind turbines near the coast, and micro hydro system in streams. This mix of energy sources ensures that our city stays clean, sustainable, and future ready. That's all for waste and energy in Aeiforia. Now, next, please.
Thank you for the presentation. So to conclude our project, in conclusion, Ifria represent a new way of thinking about cities, not just as a place to live, but as a system that supports people, the planet, and future generations. With energy efficient building, green space, a zero waste mindset, and low emission transit, Ifria is built to reduce environmental impact while improving quality of life. Our team, Mashan, Asid, Rusang, me, myself, and Matthew truly believe that this is the kind of future we should be aiming for. Aeiforia is more than just a proposal, it's a model for sustainable urban living. Thank you for listening, and we're happy to answer any question you have.
Thank you.